Hello everybody, this is my second time filming this because my camera was on the wrong setting. So here we go. So if you are new here, thank you for clicking on this video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. My name is Riz. Grab a drink, grab a snack. I have my water right here. I've been talking for a half hour and I'm about to talk for another half hour. And let's go through all the books I've read in March. Okay, so to start us off, let's talk about the first book I read, which is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. Now, this book, if you don't know what this book is about, it is about this guy. His name is Rowan, and him and his two older brothers were just told that they are inheriting parts, like their percent of the theme park that their grandfather made. Now, their grandfather recently just passed away, and the dreamland that they are inheriting is basically like Disneyland, except in this universe. Like it is Disneyland, but just this universe. It's Dreamland. This book follows Rowan, who is the youngest grandson, and he is a grump. All right, this book was in my Grumpy X Sunshine vlog. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's gonna be a new series on my channel, so yeah, go check it out. I'm really excited about that. It's something that I thought of and was just really excited to start and film and read. And if you have any suggestions on what trope I should pick next, basically what I do is I pick one trope and then I read 3 books from that trope. So if you have a trope idea and then books to go along with that trope, please put those in the comments. Go watch that vlog, put it in the comments. Help me out. Help me out. Back to what I was saying here. Rowan, he is told by his grandfather's estate that he has to become more hands-on in design of Dreamland in order for him to get his inheritance. He starts doing that, and during this time he runs into Zara. Now, Zara is the sunshine of the Grumpy X Sunshine. She is so nice, bubbly, polite, just good to be around, a good time, a good vibe. And he is like grumpy, mean, rude, like standoffish. One day they meet each other at a board meeting. He's like, oh wow, she's like beautiful. I've never like seen a girl that's beautiful in my life. But at the same time, he doesn't care because he just wants to inherit whatever. And she's very much like type B and he is very much type A. So she comes in late, wearing like a backpack with pins all over it, wearing her uniform because she works at Dreamland as a hairstyle, like a stylist, basically turning like little boys and girls into princes and princesses. So that's what she does there. And she was at that meeting, and then she puts her foot in her mouth by being like, is everyone on the board like an idiot and an asshole? And then she finds out that Rowan is like the board. And then one night she submits an idea into employee portal. They're allowed to like go and enter in their ideas for Dreamland, a design, a ride, a float idea, like something like that. So she does it and it gets picked up by Rowan and his team, and Rowan offers her a job on the designer team of the Dreamland team, basically. She is like, no way, but she accepts, right? So then Rowan and Zara, they are working in very close quarters together, which, you know, stuff starts getting a little crazy, right? Zara also knew Rowan's grandfather before Rowan's grandfather passed away, and they would bounce ideas off each other, like creative ideas. So they have like that tie-in together because Rowan loved his grandfather so much. He loved his mom, but his mom died young, did not like his dad, so his grandfather was like that parent figure for him. So now that he's dead, he's kind of like a little bit lost in the world. Like him and his siblings are close, but they're not close in the sense that like they talk about like their feelings and stuff. Like they're just business close, you know, like they're always talking business, nothing personal. Rowan is just very smitten with Zara in the sense that he cannot believe that there is someone out there who is just so nice unapologetically, like without wanting something in return for being nice to that person, you know. as time goes on, he like very much is becoming very attracted to her, but at the same time he is her boss, so he is like, I can't do anything about it, because he's also like one of the CEOs of basically Disneyland, so that would be a huge scandal in and of itself. But Zara does not mind, because things happen, things get a little spicy, a little steamy, they start dating. And during this time is when I completely like fell out of love with this book. I did not enjoy the second half of this book at all. I just felt like it was very icky. Rowan just kind of like icked me out. I don't know what it was. And it wasn't because he was like being weird or creepy. It's just because of the lack of communication, the lack of him like being able to like talk about his feelings and his emotions, and like just like it just felt very childish at some points on his part, where I'm just like, buddy, like come on, like grow up. Is basically how I felt towards him. But Zara, I absolutely loved Zara so much. I thought she was just so cute, so funny, so quirky. I really loved her as our female main character. Some of the writing in this book, between her and her best friend, I wanted to pull my hair out. It felt like two AI bots talking to each other. If you were to type in a prompt on AI that was like, two friends have a friendly conversation, that's how that writing felt like. But it was so weird because it was just between them. Like Zara and Rowan did not feel that way. Like Zara and her sister did not feel that way. Anyone else that had like conversations together did not feel that way besides those two, and that just really stuck out to me. And whenever they talk, I feel like I just get pulled out of the book. This book was also very spicy. This is my first like dip into the Lauren Asher world and her writing and all her stuff, so I didn't know how spicy it was going to get. I did, like when I put it on my Fable as currently reading, it did say spicy, so I was anticipating that, but it was very spicy. I felt like sometimes, because Rowan is so like grumpy and protective of like everything around him, I felt like I shouldn't be watching. I felt like I was not invited to what they were doing, so it just felt very like weird and awkward to see them do that. Like, don't get me wrong, they had a great time, but I felt like I shouldn't have been watching it. You know what I mean? I don't always feel that way about certain spice scenes, but these spice scenes just felt like, why am I here? Maybe she did it to help you like fall more in love with Rowan, because like, wow, he did his thing. But like, I felt like I just was not invited. I shouldn't, like if Rowan caught me, he would have like beat my ass, you know? This book was just, it was up, it was down for me. My official rating for this book is a 2.5 star, just because of Rowan and his inability to talk, their relationship. Oh my gosh, spoiler alert, not spoiler alert, there's a third act breakup. And it just grinded my gears. It did not feel like it needed to be in here. It felt like a simple conversation could have just resolved everything. It was just so frustrating to read that part of the book, and like then the rest of the book, and then it just put a bad taste in my mouth for the rest of the book, which then by the ending I was like, I don't like this book. So yes, 2.5 star, very spicy. Will I continue this series? Probably. Do I want to, like right now? Like, did I close this book and think I need the next book in the series? No. Will I read the second book in the series? Probably. Will I not read it for a long time? Probably. It probably will be like months, maybe even like this time next year, I'll read the second book. Who knows though? I do want to read her Dirty Air series though, because I have heard good things about that series from Lauren Asher. This series have not heard the best things about the books in this series, so maybe it's just the series, but I've heard great things about the Dirty Air series. Book 2 I read this year, Soul Searching by Lila Sage, and let me tell you, I really enjoyed this book. This book follows Collins and Brady. So Collins, she is a photographer. Her and her twin sister can see, hear, talk to ghosts. It's a paranormal romance. Collins, this girl right here, Collins, she goes out of Sweetwater Peak, right? She moves out of her hometown to pursue her photography career. And she becomes very successful until she stops seeing the ghosts. Stop seeing them, stop hearing from them, just completely dead air, like silence. And she kind of freaks out about that because they've been with her entire life, and like the fact that now she can't see or hear them, she feels very alone in the world. One day she goes back to her hometown. This is what the book picks up. She goes back to her hometown because one, she wants to like reconnect with these ghosts. She wants to talk with her twin sister Clark and be like, hey, what's up with the ghosts? Like, are they just disappearing for you like they are for me? Two, because she's broke. All right, because the ghost disappeared, her photography business kind of like went downhill a little bit, hit a little snag. She also wants to move back to help out her parents with their antique shop. So there is this big conglomerate, this big business, big corporation that is coming into Sweetwater Peak and is trying to buy up all of the small towns, like land, trying to buy up all their real estate to then move in, you know, chain restaurants, chain stores, wants to kick out all like the mom and pop places, right? Collins moves back to help her parents with their antique shop, to help like basically more hands on deck, get the ball rolling, just help them. Brady is friends with the Cartwrights, Collins family. And Brady just like basically one day decides he does not want to be in like big business anymore. He moves from a big town to this small town of Sweetwater Peak like a year ago, and he becomes friends with the Cartwrights because they own an antique shop and he's an upholsterer, so they do a lot of business together and they become really close because Brady has like no one in that town. He moved there without knowing literally anyone, so they became like a family to him. And then him and Collins' twin sister Clark, they become good friends. So when Brady finds out that the Cartwrights' daughter needs a place to stay and needs a job, Brady is like, yeah, she could come work for me and stay in like the other half of my apartment. Like it's literally like half of his apartment. Like they don't like really share anything, like but like they're like living like on the same floor. I don't know. I think it's just another apartment above his shop, I think. So that's where she lives, that's where she's working, and Collins is trying to find out what happened to her ghost friends. So after work, she will go on these like little adventures into places where like she used to see ghosts and hear them very clearly, talk to them. She's friends with all of them. So she's trying to like go back and see what she can see. And Brady is like, this girl is crazy, because as they're living together, I think they are just living together, just in different rooms. Because he's like, I hear you talking to yourself all the time. Like, are you okay? Are you on the phone? Like, it sounds kind of intense. Like, what are you up to? And Collins is like, oh yeah, no, I was on the phone. And in reality, she's talking to the ghosts, being like, where are you? Because like they still communicate with her in like physical sense. Like they will like move things off her desk, move things out from under her bed. And she's like, guys, like stop it. And he hears that. So Brady kind of just thinks she's a little crazy. So he goes with her on her adventures to try and find the ghosts around Sweetwater Peak. And this is where like their friendship really starts to like build up, which I thought was so cute. I think their friendship is so cute. Like you could tell that they like each other, but they don't want to say it because like they live together and they're friends with their families. So it's just it's a very slow burn as well, and I love slow burn so much. They start getting closer and they start sharing more together, and then she talks about like why the ghosts are so important to her, and Brady opens up more about why he left the big town. And let me tell you, there are, I want to say like maybe 3 spicy scenes, which I felt like was perfect. I felt like it was good for the plot, it was good for their relationship. I felt like it wasn't just thrown in there for spice's sake, which we will get to in my next book of why I'm saying this, but it was really well done. I feel like this book was just like a breath of fresh air, in the sense that like I've never seen something like this done before, in the sense that like it's a paranormal romance where like she is talking to ghosts and she's trying to get back to her roots of talking to them, and he is going through a lot of things emotionally and mentally. This is a dual POV, so you get both sides of their thoughts and like what they're both going through mentally and emotionally, and how they like kind of come together and just like they're both helping each other out throughout their emotional turmoils, which I thought was great, which I think is why they are so good together. And tell me why this man on the cover, tell me that he doesn't remind you of TJ from this past season of Love Island. Like, I think they look exactly alike. Genuinely, exactly alike. This is just a breath of fresh air. And also, this book kind of ended on a cliffhanger. I feel like their relationship, it was pretty much like the center focus of the book until, like, you know, this is a romance book, until they did what they had to do and got together. But then her family's antique shops has not been resolved. So in the second book, I'm pretty sure that's going to be one of the main focuses of the book and maybe the series. I don't know if it's like a series or if it's a duology or what it is, but I feel like I love the fact that there was something to do with her family and her family shop that has not been resolved, that has gone from book 1 into book 2. I'm assuming it has not come out yet. I think book 2 comes out in September. I just love that, like, something like that is like being like thrown in throughout like the entire series. I think the entire series, but I just love that there's like a subplot that like we are focusing on, that is just not only the romance, but like also something bigger than that as well. This book I ended up giving a 3.5 star, I want to say. I really enjoyed it. These two characters I really enjoyed so much. I think they go so well together. I recommend this book. It's a really good book. And then the third book I read this month, Runaway Love by Melanie Harlow. This book was the third book I read in my Grumpy X Sunshine vlog. And if you don't know what this book is about, like, I had no idea what this book was about going into it. I got this book in a blind date with a book, and I had no idea what this book was about. Duh, because it's a blind date with a book. So this book is about this girl, Victoria. So she finds a billionaire, right? A billionaire who comes from a very wealthy, very important, very powerful family. So he controls her whole life, and she doesn't really notice it until the day of their wedding. Like, he controls her finances, he buys all her clothes, he buys all her food, like he has her live in his penthouse, but she thinks they're in love, right? She is under the assumption that like they are absolutely in love with each other, right? Until the day of their wedding, when 2 hours beforehand, he sends a picture of his, you know, manhood to her, but calls her the wrong name. So she's like, oh my God, he is cheating on me. He is like, I loved what we did last night, can't wait to do it again later. She was not with him last night. And what are you talking about? This is your wedding day. Like, absolute scum of the earth. This also happens all in chapter 1, so I'm not spoiling anything. So she goes up to him and is like, hey, I want to call off this wedding. I don't want to marry you. We are not in love. You're a piece of shit. You're so mean to me. Why would you do that to me the night before our wedding and the day of our wedding? What the heck is your problem, right? So he's like, no, my parents paid for this wedding. All of my parents' friends are here. All of my friends are here. Her friends aren't there because he basically cut them out of her life. And then her maid of honor went into labor early, so she wasn't able to make it to the wedding. So she is genuinely all alone in Cherry Harbor, because they are from Chicago, but their wedding is in Cherry Harbor, which I'm guessing is like an hour outside of Chicago. She's all alone, right? So her fiance is like, let's just go through with the wedding and then we can talk about it later. And she's like, absolutely not. I do not want to marry you. And he's like, oh yes, you are. Fast forward to the wedding. He's like, I do. She's like, I don't. And then she leaves. She runs away. She literally runs away in her wedding dress, only has her phone and her purse, like only phone, ID, that's it. That's all she has. No money. Credit cards that her fiance controls, so he automatically cuts those off. So she has nowhere to go, right? And then we have Austin, the male main character. Now, Austin is a single dad of 2 kids, a boy and a girl. They're both 6 years old, they're twins. And it's the summertime, right? So he needs someone to be the kid's nanny for the summer. And normally it's his sister who does it, but she is an archaeologist and she is about to go on this dig that's really important for her career. It's like everything she's ever wanted, and it's a really big deal. Like, it's a really big dig. So he has to find a nanny for the summer, right? So Austin's sister's best friend is aware of this, right? But Tori, in her wedding gown, goes into the restaurant where Austin's sister's best friend works, right? Now, let me give her a name. What's her name? Because I don't want to keep on saying Austin's sister's best friend. Mabel is Austin's sister. Ari. So Ari is Mabel's best friend. Mabel and Austin are brother and sister. Mabel's best friend Ari works at a diner. Ari and Victoria start talking, right? Victoria's in her wedding gown, right? Did not change. So she's just in this diner crying. My video shut off on me as I was explaining that to you, and this is like the third or fourth time I'm filming this one video, so I'm a little stressed, a little annoyed, but let me get through this. And then my phone was like, you don't have any more storage to even do this. So it's been a minute, it's been a day, it's been a little rough right now, so please bear with me. What I thought of this book, maybe because I'm so mad right now, but yeah, did not like it. I feel like Austin was just a little bitch. I feel like he just could not talk about his emotions, his feelings, anything that would help them prolong their relationship or like move it forward in any way. I feel like he held back a lot. I feel like all he wanted to do was have sex with her. I feel like it was just not a good situation for them. I get why people will like this book. It's very spice heavy. Personally, it's not for me. So I feel like it is a 2.5 stars for me because I did not enjoy it one bit. I did enjoy the first part of it. I'm just mad right now. I'm just really mad. So I'm very angry and I'm very negative. I did enjoy the first part of it. I will say that. I did enjoy the setting of it. I thought that was amazing. I do want to continue this series. I want to see where the author takes the rest of the siblings' stories. So yeah, 2.5 stars, too spicy for my taste. I genuinely was skipping some of the spicy scenes. Like there are over 8 spicy scenes in the book that go on for like a whole chapter. So if that's for you, that's for you. It just personally wasn't for me. When I think of like a romance book, I think of like spice has to be in there for their relationship to grow. Physical intimacy is a big part of any like romantic relationship. So the fact that like we are with them for that time of their life is like, it is necessary sometimes if the author chooses to include that, but I feel like when it overtakes the plot, the dialogue, like everything about it, and they're kind of just like telling themselves how much they like each other and not telling each other how much they like each other, because it is dual POV, so you get both points of view of each other. When it just starts being like, oh, I just want her, I just want him, I want him in my bed, I want her in my bed, I just want to like rip her clothes off, it does not serve me. And I just feel like, do they even like each other, or do they just want each other physically? And then I also feel like he just could not talk about his feelings or his emotions. I feel like there was a little part of it, but like, if you want me to like these characters, don't make me feel like he has potential to do that later in the future and then not show me the future. You know what I mean? Because I feel like he did a little bit at the end where he was just like kind of cracking open, but like, I am not here for the kind of cracking open. I am here for their entire relationship, you know? What you are choosing to tell me about their relationship should be everything, including him cracking open the entire like portion of his heart to her. That's what I think anyway of what was with that book. So that was the third book I've read. And then we go on to the fourth book I read for March, which is The Hunger Games. Now, The Hunger Games, listen, I ate it up. I loved this book with my whole entire heart, my whole entire soul. Like, I read the first book when I was in high school, either freshman or sophomore year of high school. Only read the first book though. Did not read the second or the third, or like the new books that came out a couple years ago. But it is just such a good book. It's such a good time. It is such a good, oh my gosh, I just feel like it was just so good. I loved everything about it. I love the setting, I love the plot, I love the characters, I love the relationships, I love them like trying to like do whatever it takes to survive the games. It's just such a good book. It's such a good time. Oh my god, I love it so much. I also love how it is very like reminiscent of today's time a little bit, I guess you could say, in the sense that like people have the power when they see injustice done in the world. I feel like in the Hunger Games world, they don't have that much power because their government is so much quicker to like, you know, get rid of people in ways that is not civilized or good. Duh. But yeah, I really loved Suzanne Collins with my whole entire heart. I love her. I love that girl. This book was also one of my book club picks for the month of March. I say one of because my book club and I were crazy. We picked 2 books for the month. And we usually, like, one of our books is like a standalone. It's a book that like we've heard about, we think each other will like it, we'll read it all together. But the second book is a series that we all agree on reading together. And for the month of March, it was Hunger Games. Month of April, Catching Fire, duh. May, Mockingjay. June, Songbirds and Snakes. July, Sunrise on the Reaping. And I know Sunrise on the Reaping is going to get me in my heart. It's going to get me in my soul. It's going to hurt me. And I know that for a fact because every YouTuber I watch that's on here, every booktuber that has read Sunrise on the Reaping says that they have cried. And I did finish Catching Fire last night, but I won't talk about that right now because you will hear about that in my April wrap up. I did see a little bit of Hamish's Games, and let me tell you, I get why. I feel like I'm gonna get why he is drunk all the time because, bro, he kills me. He really does. He loves those kids. He loves Peeta and Katniss so much. He really does. And then, oh my god, to think every year he probably tries not to get attached to the tributes because every single year after that he had to mentor them because he is their only mentor. Oh my god. That was another book I read this month, and I gave it 5 stars. I gave it 5 freaking stars. So good, so amazing. Loved it so much. It was just such a good story. And then I did DNF one book this month, and that was A Study in Drowning, which was my other book club pick this month. And let me tell you, did not care about it. Could not really even tell you what it was about. I think it was about a girl and she went to a college and she was in a very like male dominated field, and her male dominated field, like they didn't really take her seriously and they kind of subjected her sexually, and she has to go on this adventure to see if this guy in her field was actually right about a certain logic or something he like created or founded or something, and he recently just died, so like it's just everything everybody could talk about. And I don't know, I really don't know, I could be completely wrong about this entire thing, but I did not care for it. It did not capture my interest. It did not do anything. I think it's a fantasy book. I think I want to say like it's a gothic fantasy, if anything. I don't think it's a fantasy romance. Like there was a little bit of romance in it, like hinted at it, but I didn't read it enough to actually know that it was romance per se. Yeah, DNF'd it at like chapter 6 or 7. I was like 20-30% of the way through the book, and I was like, this I don't care about at all. It's not serving me. I'm not paying attention. Nothing is being retained. Like I could not get through it, did not care at all, so I DNF'd it. And let me tell you something, I am the queen of DNFing. I feel like if I am a chapter or 2 or 3 into a book and it is just not capturing my interest, I know that like normally after that I'm like, let me give it like 2 or 3 more chapters. But after that, if I can't, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm not gonna commit any more of my time to it. I just feel like there's so many books in the world, in my life, that I want to read, that I don't want to do that. I don't want to subject myself to reading a book I don't care about when there are so many books out there, so many good books out there that I would value more, would value the story more, the plot more, the author more than giving my attention to a book I don't care about and won't care about and will regret that I finished it. You know what I mean? All that to say, queen of DNFing. This video was a trip. This is my 3rd time filming for this video. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end of this video, because wow, it was a ride. It was insane. It was intense. I hope you guys got a good spiel on this, because I know it cut off halfway through, and if you didn't, I'm sorry, but guess what? It was a 2.5 star. You didn't really miss much. If you like smut, you'll like this book. If you like smutty small towns, you'll like this book. If you don't, you'll help. Yeah. Yes. Did I scare you?
I have tempos on making music.
Oh, I was gonna say, am I in focus? Well, because I put something up to the camera and then I got nervous that it was out of focus.
If I just tap on the focus, everything's very much in focus.
Okay.
But say how you did you touch the camera though?
Yeah.
You touched the camera?
Yeah, because I tapped it, but I thought, oh no, what did I do?
Oh, you're just not perfectly in the center anymore. Should I just move it again, or I should just leave
Maybe
it?
I just moved. So I haven't moved.
Sit up straight. Okay, you're pretty much in the center.
Okay. I love you. Thank you.